Well, I cannot thank you enough. This is amazing. Yeah. Um, this is one of my nicest knives for sure.
Wow, but it really is so similar, especially like in this area, just like the Yanagiba or his style of
The finish brings out the same type of pattern, right? Because if it was done Hadori, it would look quite different.
Because then it would just be this undulating.
Exactly. So how do you feel working on something like this compared to, say, like Genkai? You know, they are not from the Swordsmith's background.
The steel feels very different. To be honest, not that fun to polish.
I see. It's easy to see why people tend towards Nihonto after they get into high-end Japanese knives, because now we're looking out, are there stray scratches? Well, you don't have those.
Hey, Mark.
It has to be on this side.
Oh, sure.
Good train ride?
Yeah. Quite. Have you used it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Shiro Suita, very, very fine.
This one's really nice too.
Yeah, and also Okudo Tenjo Suita. I was like, can I get that too? And he was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, really nice one. And how is this one?
That's really nice. It's an Ohira Ao Suita. So I think
those are very nice.
Yeah, really hard to find that coloration.
That color and that pattern.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
I can't wait.
This is your Kato. This Kato is really interesting because when I did get it, it had a few difficult points to it.
You mentioned it was a little bit twisted.
Yeah. The biggest problem was there was a bend right at the edge.
Much harder than if it were on the spine, right?
Yeah.
The spine is
more
ductile.
Yeah. So that took a bit of time to work it out, but it actually came off really nicely. So and I haven't oiled it yet. So you can do that whenever you want. These kind of finishes can scratch really easily, so it's wrapped in that in cashmere.
Ooh. Wow. I'm speechless. That is beautiful.
So that's the sashikomi, I say, homage to the finish that, I'm very sure of. When you put it at night, and it's pretty crazy, actually, everything that's going on. You can't really see right now, but even there's hard areas in the itami that are a little bit darker. You can really see them at night. So there's some softer areas running through harder areas, so some areas look darker, like blacker.
Really interesting. I mean, I know what this looked like before I sent it to you, so it was just a very rough wheel grind. So
completely different. I was looking at a few pictures I had of it before I started working on it. Yeah, and it's unrecognizable.
Well, I cannot thank you enough. This is amazing. Yeah. This is now, one of my nicest knives for sure.
Yeah, I managed to keep all the kanji too.
That's always a difficult part, definitely, right?
Yeah.
When you're trying to do
because the bend was around here. So I had to slowly, very carefully work my way
without just going to town on it.
Yeah. And then the other bend, it kind of comes across this way, so it was actually in this area.
Well, that's dead straight now. I mean, you're the connoisseur with Tamahagane knives, but from my eye, this is exactly how I want my knives to look. You brought out the full potential of it. Kato-san isn't a polisher, right? So he finishes, he gives it a very functional finish. And then it takes a polisher's hand to bring out the...
At night, under the lamp, it's actually...
I'll buy a lamp for this.
Really stunning. Really stunning. Well, I sent you the video.
Yeah. No.
So
I've saved.
Yeah. I shot it. I saw a few other videos just for my own record, but...
So how many have you finished of these? I know I've seen them on your Instagram, a few.
And Kato knives, I've done a lot. And the last Kato I did for you was
the Yuka, the pattern clad.
That was a lot of fun to do. That's a nice knife, and the cladding on that was really nice.
That's the Gyuto I bring out when I want to, when I can't sleep and I need to look at some of my babies. I mean, I have kids, but they're different.
Yeah, but that's the most interesting thing about this blade is this.
The mokume pattern.
Yeah, that's only on the back. It's not on the front at all.
Yeah, it is interesting. From the swordsmith's perspective, they're kind of on purpose, right? Or at least trying to get some kind of activity.
Some idea. But you have an idea of what the hada or what the folding's going to be like. This is kind of seems to be, I wouldn't say standard moment of his, but that shape seems to be, he uses it a lot.
Yeah. And I think the way you finished it is exactly how, I would imagine, it is similar to the sword, right? So
I hope so. I can't wait to see the sword actually, because I don't know if there's a sunlight anywhere. In the Itami here, there's like dark areas.
I do actually, just right by that hada, right?
Yeah, and then there's this beautiful line of, I guess, knee crystals that run actually from here all the way through, like that. It's really beautiful. And they kind of run on this side across this way.
Yeah, I can't see it. So how do you feel working on something like this compared to, say, like a Genkai or, they are not from the swordsmith's background. Well, the steel is different, right?
The steel feels very different. Hitachi steel is so different from Tamahagane.
I'm assuming harder, more abrasive, resistant.
More abrasive, and to be honest, not that fun to polish.
I see.
They're kind of fussy. Like, they don't like particular stones. They tend to get scratches very easily.
I guess with Tamahagane, you have a whole history of polishing knowledge for Tamahagane. But Hitachi has 10 years or something of people putting them to students.
Yeah, there's like Tamahagane, there's a whole set of stones that everybody uses that's never really changed.
Yeah,
and especially the last few stones.
Like
Komanegura and Uchigamori. like every polisher uses that, even nowadays. Like
Mhm.
other polishers, they'll have maybe synthetic
Mhm.
up to Komanagura, but it's always
They'll switch,
Komanagura and Uchigamura. And if they don't have any Komanagura, they will definitely use Uchigamura.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
never really changed.
Mhm.
But Hitachi steel is totally different.
Yeah, you have no idea before you try.
Yeah. Genkais are
Pretty hard.
Yeah, they're hard.
Yeah.
So it takes a totally different approach.
Mm.
Where this is, you can approach it kind of how you want, and you can kind of predict what's going to happen. Whereas sometimes, like the Hitachi stuff, after you've done it a few times, you get used to it. But at first, it's what's this?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because there is that, we imagine, a lot of collectors imagine Japanese knives to be from the sword background, but then you find out that most of that is marketing, right?
Yeah.
When they say like, oh, we used to make swords, but there's a disconnect between that.
Yeah.
I remember asking a smith, he was talking about his master, and they were saying he was a swordsmith, and I said, a licensed swordsmith? And he said, there weren't any licenses back 50 years ago, 70 years ago. People just made swords, especially for the war. That was very different. So it's kind of a romanticized version sometimes of... Yeah.
Now it's interesting how people are slowly getting more into like going from knives to swords, and even just polishing.
Yeah, polishing. Exactly. Right. There's no tradition for polishing kitchen knives.
No, and that's a really interesting thing I think a lot of people don't really understand, is that in Japan,
there's no stone polished knives.
No. It doesn't really exist. Like there's a few like Tsukasa Hinora.
He'll shape the bevel with stones, but he doesn't work tirelessly to erase scratches. No. The scratches are there. It's a kitchen knife.
Yeah, like to polish a kitchen knife like a sword is really new thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why pieces like this kind of bridge the two and make me really giddy, because Kato-san is a great knife maker with a swordsmith tradition.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of a very rare thing to do, because some swordsmiths make knives, but they might just dabble in it. They
dabble in it.
Because the percentage of swordsmiths that can make their living on swords is pretty small, right?
It's pretty small. You've got to win competitions.
Foreign demand, your name has to be.
Yeah, so it's difficult. So is this originally from Kato?
He signed it, yes.
He signed it.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see this. I'm only looking at pictures.
Blades really are different when you see them.
So different. Yeah. Wow, but it really is so similar.
Yeah.
Especially like in this area. You know what I mean? It's just like the Yanagiba, or his style of hammer.
The finish brings out the same type of pattern, right? Because if it was done Hadori, it would look quite different.
Because then it would just be this undulating.
Exactly.
And that's what's so beautiful about this sword, is that the area above the hamon is really quiet. And then in the hamon, towards the edge, you see all the movement.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there aren't a lot of crystals above the hamon.
No. It's amazing how he does that. Wow, how does he do that?
It is.
It's a beautiful plate that Kato made.
Thank you. Yeah, I lucked out because there are some others out there that people buy on auction and things.
Yeah, this is
They're not in good polish.
And to have this polished by that polish,
Mm.
yeah, it's incredible. Wow. Yeah, this is a beautiful plate work.
Thank you. I mean, you're the first expert to ever see it, so I mean, while it's been in my hands, so I appreciate that.
When was this made?
2003.
2003. I guess polished shortly after that, right? Really beautiful polish.
It's easy to see why people tend towards Nihonto after they get into high-end Japanese knives, because now we're looking at, are there stray scratches? Well, you don't have those in Nihonto, but
like the surface we did is just smooth and clean. There's no small undulations or dips anywhere. His technique is how he does this. Yeah, you're really lucky, I think, to have. Because if it was a Hadori, it would look so different.
Yes, no, I agree with you.
And I don't even think it would be the same. A question I want to ask you: why Kato?
I think that's because I got into collecting knives because I'm American. So I looked at English websites and English forums.
Right.
So Western collectors, I think if I came through the Japanese side, I would probably have been introduced to different smiths first.
Right, I see what you mean.
So, Kato is a name that is known outside of Japan, not really inside Japan.
Very true, yeah, that is true.
At the same time, I always think about, just like I think most people, it's a swordsmith. So that lends some mystique to it.
Yeah.
That bubble kind of gets burst a little bit when you kind of look into most kitchen knife makers. But Kato, for me, it held. The bubble didn't burst. So, and he's a very impressive man, and I like using his knives. I love sharpening them. They're not the hardest steel. It's not the most, it's a very normal. Most of the knives are just belt finished. Everything just clicks for it. So, and I'm a collector, so they're collectible.
Yeah.
The supply it's not going to increase all of a sudden.
No.
Because you really, unless people start selling
them, because he's not.
Yeah. He never really made. He didn't do too many a day. How many people actually forge welds on my? There's very few people.
Yeah. He has a lot of other things that he makes other than kitchen knives.
Correct.
Right? He's making tools.
Yeah.
Custom.
Knives that he's a founder of the Japanese Outdoor Knives Guild.
Yeah. He doesn't really focus or even need to focus on kitchen knives. It's just I think that kitchen knives was something that was actually suggested to him maybe by Morihei.
Could be
from.
Well, his father actually made a few. They had their workshop in Meguro.
Right.
Was producing kitchen knives on the side, but not. They were for the local area to use,
right.
And for some chef customers. Nothing to be collected or.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Really, just for use. Right.
Yeah.
Do you know when he became a sword maker, or when? Do you know any of that history? I don't know any.
Off the top of my head, no, but early on, maybe when he was 20 or something.
Oh, really?
Or his uncle is also swordsmith. Their lineage, 3 generations, is pretty.
Right.
Not just father and son, uncles.
Yeah. Well, should we look at some of your collection then?
Sure. It's really messy in this closet, so we should probably pull them all out before.
Some of them are really nice, actually. Yeah. I can only imagine the steel must be nice because they're not rusted. They're just patinaed like really well. Yeah, thanks, Mark, so much. I've been waiting to see this sword actually for a long time and waiting to finish that knife. So
I can't thank you enough for bringing that sword, that knife over. I'm going to be staring at it tonight. That's for sure. I'm losing sleep over it. Yeah.
A kawachi, if you ever want to buy a kawachi kunihira.
I think that's a big step.
Those are terrifyingly beautiful, actually. Really something else to be seen.
I think we'll have to talk about that for sure.
This is beautiful, and no discredit to Kanto, but I don't know, there's something about Kawachi's blade that are unreal. Like a real artist and sword maker, but makes them together different from other sword makers. But yeah, one day.
One day.
And thanks for pulling out all this. It was amazing to see all that. I didn't know you had that many Kato single panel. It's incredible. I'll get my hands on that one to polish it.
Yeah.
It's nice. Beautiful.
You guys are always welcome to come back.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
talk more.
Thanks for showing us this sword. That is beautiful. Beautiful piece.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
Definitely could spend a lot more time here. We haven't even got into the stones yet.
Yeah, that's another one. I was thinking of putting a sharpening station ready if you wanted to try some out, but next time, maybe.
Next time, maybe build a seat.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, thanks so much, Mark, and talk again soon.
Anytime. You guys are always welcome.
Thank you. And thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll put all of Mark's information on the description down below. You can find my Instagram mainly.
Usually, but
we'll link all his information. You can see his incredible collection. Okay, everybody. Thanks again. See you later.